Guess what day it is? March TBR Raffle Day. Hello Bookworm family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Danny. Please hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell because sometimes I post bonus content that's not on Sundays, and if you want to see that, you would have to be notified. And if you are not already following me on Instagram, please be sure to do that for full reviews and other bookish things. It is at @the_dancing_bookworm. So today is March TBR Raffle Day, like I said. Decorate my TBR raffle jar, so I'm pretty happy with how it looks now. I also switched the slips of paper out to blue and purple, but it's going to be a little complicated of a raffle day because I dislocated my shoulder, so I'm in this beautiful sling thing. Basically what happened is I was teaching a lift to my breakdance kids on Tuesday night, and I went to pull a girl up out of the lift and she was midway in the air, so I couldn't let go of her, but my shoulder popped out, and then as she was coming down, popped it back in. So it's quite uncomfortable. It's been sore. It's got a burning feeling to it, which is unfun. When I dislocated my knee, I don't remember having a burning in it. I remember it hurting and aching, but this burn is not fun. So basically I'm gonna wear this for a week, see how it goes, see how I feel. I have a really hard time not using my arm, especially in my job, because I'm constantly wanting to show choreography and stuff. So yeah, it's a complicated process right now, but such is life, and I will live with one arm for a week and see how it goes after that. But that does not stop me from making my March TBR video. So for the month of February, I was a little nervous because I had 7 books and they were all pretty big books. And none of them were audiobooks or ebooks or anything that would maybe help me read a little faster. They were all 7 physical, semi-big books. So I am proud to say that I do not need to pick a punishment this month. So I kind of have these resting on my hands like I'm not supposed to be, but you guys need to be able to see them, so that's what we're doing. But here are the 7 books that I read in the month of February. So there's still about 6 days left of February, and I am currently working on Scythe by Neil Shusterman. And I have about 4 chapters left of this, so it will definitely be done by the end of the month. I just finished reading Okay for Now by Gary D. Schmidt maybe 10 minutes before I started making this video, so that one is done. Scythe was for Random Letter Generator S was the TBR prompt for that, and Okay for Now was In Memory of My Dad TBR prompt. And then I read You by Carolyn Kepnes. This was the first book that I read this month, and that was for Out of My Comfort Zone. I finished reading Choose Your Own Autobiography by Neil Patrick Harris, which was LGBTQIA rep. I also finished reading The Safekeeper's Secret by Sharon Shin, which was a book that I started but never finished prompt. I finished Breakout by Kate Messner, which was a 5-star prediction prompt, and I have not yet started How Harry Cast a Spell by, I think it's John Granger? Yeah, John Granger. And I have not started it yet, but I'm going to set these down because it's starting to hurt my shoulder. I haven't started that one yet, but it's only about 250 pages, and like I said, there's still 6 days left, so I will definitely finish it this month and not need to pick an extra book for March. So far so good with my TBR and not needing to pick extra books. So if you guys are new, every month I do a TBR raffle, which this has TBR prompts in it. That will help me pick a book off my bookshelf or a book that I've been interested in reading, and I will match up a book with that, make it a goal to read that month, and I pick 7 out of here, so I will always have to read 7 books. For the month of March, I'm also not planning on doing any extra reading challenges or readathons or anything like that. However, I would like to read 10 books in March because once April hits, it gets kind of busy with work with competition season and recital season. So I am hoping to read 10 books, but making the last 3 kind of books that I'm just in the mood for and not books that I have to read for the TBR raffle. So if you guys don't know, I am moving in March. So that's a little stressful and a little crazy, but I will have access to more books. However, I am just going to stick to the books that are on my shelves that I have here in this house, instead of the books that are in storage, just in case something happens and the process of moving takes longer than we expected or something. But yeah, I should have access to all my bookshelves plus a new setting at some point in March for my videos, which is really exciting. So there are currently 25 prompts in here, and I do switch them out. So once I take one from the month, I switch them out so that next month they're all different. So these are different than what was in February. I'm just going to read off to you what's in here, but I'm not going to really go into detail about what each one means. We'll just go into detail if that one gets picked. So in here I have niece pick, pet pick, new release, big book, short read, text a friend, reread, gifted, ask Instagram, random number generator, ebook, a mystery, work related, highest rated, lowest rated, classic, audiobook, new adult, middle grade, young adult, Disney adapted, TBR vet, one word title, 2020 release, and predicted bad book. So that's what I have on of possibilities that could be drawn out for March's TBR. So I think we're just going to jump into this. If you guys aren't really understanding how this works, which I think is pretty self-explanatory, but if you aren't, you can go back to my January video where I did my first video that kind of explained how this works. But I do love my new decor that I've put on it. All the slips are pretty blue and purple now, so it's a little bit more decorated now that I've realized that this is something I actually enjoy doing. We're going to stick with it. So I'm going to reach in and grab my first prompt. Obviously, I can't hold it up as high this time, unfortunately, so I'm just going to hold it down here and reach in and grab one. So I'm just going to grab this one that's on top. I don't know what prompts are blue and what prompts are purple because I wrote them out a long time ago. So really it's not like a cheat sheet or anything. All right, starting off well, we have middle grade, and I did put a sticker on each one, so middle grade got the cute little sunglasses. And for middle grade, I'm going to read Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. This is a book that's been out for a long time. I've wanted to read it for a while, but now I extra want to read it because Disney Plus is turning it into a movie with Grace Vanderwaal, and it looks really, really good, so I want to read the book before I watch the movie. But this is basically about a boy named Leo who goes to I don't know if it's middle school or high school. It is a high school. He goes to a high school that is basically everybody is the same and they act the same and nobody really likes people who stand out, and a girl named Stargirl comes and she doesn't really care what people think about her, and she is unique and different and does not blend in at all, and Leo takes an interest in her, which then kind of causes him to feel a little bit outcasted by the other people in his school. I'm gonna reach down deep for this one. You got another purple. Not that purple or blue means anything, but that's what we got. Oh no, oh no, oh no. We got big book. Oh, it's so many big books in February that I don't want another big book. For me, I would say a big book is probably 450 pages or more. I usually read an average about 200, 300 page books. So 400 to 450 is pretty big for me, and anything over 450 is just like, pew. Sorry if my camera angle keeps switching around. Trying to like start it and stop it with one arm is becoming quite difficult, but I have to keep starting it and stopping it so I have time to pick out the books without wasting all my camera camera battery. So the next one I picked was Big Book. And for this one, I picked a middle grade big book, because, you know, they're easier to get through. And with moving, I feel like a giant big book is not going to really happen for me. So I picked Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is a super hyped book right now. Everyone is talking about how good it is, how it is like the best middle grade fantasy they've read since Harry Potter. So being a Harry Potter fan, I feel like I have to read this. But basically what happens is there's a girl named Morgan Crow who is a cursed child, and she is doomed to be dead before, I believe, her 11th birthday. So all the kids and wherever she's from have to like get bid on to go be apprentices somewhere and learn a new career, and she doesn't expect to get any bids because she's gonna die. So she doesn't think anyone will bid on her, but then somebody named Jupiter North ends up bidding on her and taking her away to a kind of magical realm, I guess, called Nevermore, and is trying to help her gain access to this like wondrous society, which is a prestigious organization, which I think this has like a lot of like magical elements and stuff in it, so I'm interested to see what it's like. I've heard nothing but good things about it on BookTube, so I'm very excited to get into this one. Let's see, what's our next one? Got 5 more to go. Okay, that one fell out at me, so I guess it really wanted to come with me, so let's see what this one is. Okay, we have one word title, so a book that is only one word. And I picked Crenshaw by Catherine Applegate. I've read The One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate before, and I really, really enjoyed it. This is actually my friend's book. I still have 4 of her books, including this one, that I was supposed to finish by the end of March, but it looks like this will be one of the last ones that I finish before the end of March, and I might have to reluctantly give up the other 3 before getting a chance to read them, because she did set me on a deadline, because sometimes I borrow books from her and forget to give them back, because they look so pretty on my bookshelf. But this is Crenshaw, and this is about, I don't actually remember what it's about anymore. It says, Jackson and his family have fallen on hard times. There's no more money for rent and not much for food either. His parents, his little sister, and their dog may have to live in their minivan. Again, Crenshaw is a cat. He's large, he's outspoken, and he's imaginary. He has come back into Jackson's life to help him, but is an imaginary friend enough to save everything his family is losing. So this has been a book that I've wanted to read for like a year or so. So I'm glad I finally get a chance to read it. So this is going to cover the one word titled prompt. We've picked 3, so we have 4 more to go. So yeah, young adult. So far, so good. I mean, big book is scary, but middle grade and young adult, this is stuff I can work with. But I did pick The Kingdom by Jess Rothenberg. I have wanted to read this book for a few months now, but it is about basically kind of a world like Disney World, but instead of having like real people play the princesses and stuff, they have these cyborg people who play the princesses, and it's basically about like the life of one of these cyborgs who is kind of out to prove that they are not just robots, they have feelings too, and all the troubles and trials that she goes through being this like Disney princess type thing. So this book sounds really good. I heard about it from Becca in the Books, and she didn't actually really like it. She didn't hate it, but she said it was disappointing for what it could have been, but I am still interested in reading it, so I am going to give it a go for the young adult book this month. All right, we gotta pick 3 more. Still this one. Okay, TBR Vet. So a book that's been on my TBR for a long time. I don't necessarily know if I have any that have been on my TBR for a long time, because these are, okay, I guess that one kind of is. Oh, that one definitely is. All right, so that's a lie. I do have stuff that's been on my TBR for a long time. So this is a book that has been on my TBR for 2 years or longer, and I picked Memoirs of an Imaginary Friend by Matthew Dix. This has been on my TBR since pretty much when I started BookTube, I think about 2 Februarys ago, maybe. But this is about a little boy with autism who is kidnapped, and he has an imaginary friend, and his imaginary friend is kind of giving him these tips and advice on how to get out of kidnapping, and he's the only one that really knows what has happened to this little boy, because the little boy is nonverbal. 2 more to go. Be good ones. Oh no, they're falling out at me. Okay, well this one flew out at me, so I guess I'll pick this one. Alright, a 2020 release, so a book that was released in the year 2020. I don't know if I have any on my shelf currently. I might have to look and see. I don't know if I have any on my shelf currently. I might have to look at my ebooks for that one. I don't currently own this book, but I am going to either buy it or borrow it from the library. It is a big one. It is 495 pages, but it is Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell, which is part of the Twisted Tale collection, which is the collection that I'm trying to read through this year. So I'm going to add that one for my 2020 release. And it is a retelling of Peter Pan. And basically it's about Wendy after her brothers have started going to school and stuff, and she's getting kind of bored, and she, I believe, gets whisked away to Neverland by Captain Hook in this one. So, all right, last one. I can't believe we're already at the last one. This is crazy. I don't know if I want that one. I mean, I picked it, so it's the one that I gotta pick, right? I don't know. It's so folded and beautiful. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is not one that I wanted. Predicted Bad Book. If you guys know, I had Predicted Bad Book in January as well. and then I put it back in for this month, and the predicted bad book for January was bad, and I did not like it. So I'm sure this one will be the same. I'm giving myself a break and doing a short one this month, and I picked Dropkick Romance by Cyrus Parker. This is a poetry book. It's very short, but it is a romantic poetry book, which I do not like romance stuff, and sometimes I have a hard time following along with romantic poetry. I was a poetry major, like one of my focuses in my creative writing major was poetry in college, so I can understand most poetry, but I've just never been able to really get romantic poetry. So I am thinking that this is not going to be a great book. I did buy it because it was on sale along with You for only $8 if you bought 2 of them. So I did get this one, but I wasn't really ever planning on reading it, or just reading it if I needed like a one-day read kind of thing. So I'm gonna do this one. I'm not really looking forward to it, but I feel like it's the less of the evils that I could have had for bad books. So those are the 7 books that I'm going to read in March. I'm a little nervous. They're not like the ones that I would have necessarily picked for March, but like I said, my goal is to read 10 this month, so I have 3 kind of freebies that I can throw in there as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have read any of these books and you think that they're super awesome or super horrible, comment down below so I can know what I'm getting myself into. Have a good one!
Wasn't that a great video? Clearly books make me very happy. Now you can make me happy too. Click the subscribe button to follow my channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you think I did good. And the notification bell will let you know when I post new content. Also, follow my Instagram for more book shenanigans.